Hello, I'm Julian from the BEDA program. This is just a short video with some pre-interview information. The BEDA program is a student program associated with the University of Comillas in Madrid. You can participate for a limit of 4 years in the BEDA program, 2 years in the same school. And this follows a postgraduate study course. The option to participate for 1 or 2 or even 3 years is of course your choice. The course follows these lines. The first 2 years are methodology, Module 1 and Module 2 of methodology. The second 2 years, Year 3 and 4, are innovation, Module 1 and Module 2 of innovation. For instance, if you complete the first year, Module 1 of methodology, you will receive a certificate for completing that module. If you complete 2 years of methodology, you can claim the postgraduate diploma worth 60 credits from Comillas. Exactly the same applies for innovation if you decide to stay for Year 3 and Year 4. Placements. Placements in Madrid. You will be asked to come to orientation at the beginning of September. The first day of orientation is very important paperwork and documentation to enroll at Comillas and establish your legal and residential status in Spain. The second day of orientation, the methodology classes begin. You will attend 1 or 2 other classes before officially starting your role as a language assistant in school on September 17th. Throughout the year, you will attend roughly 15 classes, mostly in the evening, but some weekends. A few Saturdays for special events and workshop events mostly. The Comillas course, the classes, will end in March. You will also do around 80 hours of coursework online. Placements outside Madrid. Again, orientation will be at the beginning of September in Madrid. There is an increased online element and some sessions given in your region during November, December and January, February, where the BEDA team will come to your region and give an intensive day's training, a day during the week. There may be an exam in April to attend in Madrid, which is related to part of the online course. School placements. The hours for the placements are between 18 and 24 hours. This depends on the school's requirements and is out of our control and assigned depending on your other preferences. There are also 2 complementary hours per month. These hours are intended for coordination meetings and feedback. These 2 hours form part of your Comillas course and they are not classroom hours. There is an enrollment fee for the course, payable upon acceptance of the placement. The cost is €175. This secures your registration with Comillas and is non-refundable if you decide not to accept the placement at a later date. Types of schools. They are concertado schools, which means they are publicly funded private schools, which gives them a certain amount of autonomy. But most have a subsidized fee system, which means the parents contribute. So they are involved. And generally the parents want to know what's happening with their children and what the language assistants are doing with their children. And it's a good thing. It means that they want to know about you, which also means you are assimilated into the fabric of the school quite quickly. You're a very important figure in these schools. The role of the language assistant is varied and wide-ranging. Hopefully the Comillas course, will help provide ideas and materials for you to fulfill your role. That is what the course is designed to do. But your main role is as a linguistic model. You will, hopefully, be the main speaker in the class. You will be the leader of the activities. This will require a lot of energy, but it's the most enjoyable part of teaching. In infants, you will demonstrate your phonetics, your sounds, and you will do this via songs and games and stories, different activities. In primary, you are much more likely to be part of a structured syllabus where you will reinforce the grammar and vocabulary topics that are being dealt with during that time. In secondary, you are much more likely to be asked to include the cultural aspect. You are a language and cultural assistant, whereby you will give presentations, short projects, or perhaps longer projects that may last one class or may last several months. We have guidelines. These guidelines define the parameters of your role. We will go over these guidelines with you at orientation. We will send you a copy first. We also go over these guidelines with the schools so that everybody understands their particular responsibilities. If we have issues, problems with the role within the school, we have a process, an established process. To resolve any issues, we ask you to work and speak with your teachers and your coordinators and as professional people. But we will speak to you, we will speak to the school, we will come and speak to everybody together, the idea being that the placement is successful. Location. We of course take into account your preferences in your application, but if you want to be in Madrid and your preference is Madrid, please remember we cannot promise that you will be in the centre of Madrid. But Madrid, like most parts of Spain, has very good transport links and you can get anywhere in an hour. But we cannot promise you any particular location as well. Accommodation, we don't get directly involved with accommodation, but we will provide information on websites where there's a lot of supply. And links to the Facebook pages, the language assistant Facebook pages in and around Madrid, where lots of rooms and flats and apartments are posted. Private and public health cover. You will receive complete and comprehensive private health cover from the outset. But you will also pay nearly €7 a month social security contributions to access the public health system. So while you will have your complete private health cover, you will also have access to the very good public health system here in Spain. We will explain along the way the very simple steps that you need to take to access the public health system as well. After your interview, what happens? We understand completely that it can seem a very long time from interview to potential placement. Placements will be sent out, will start to be sent out at the month of May, the beginning of May. But we will be sending out placements all the way through the month of May and perhaps into June as well. So we understand this is a long time for you to wait, or it certainly seems a long time to wait. So we will be sending out monthly reminder emails, and these emails are designed to, the idea is that you only have to respond yes or no to these emails. Hello, are you still interested in the program? We haven't forgot about you. You will be receiving hopefully a placement in May. If something's happened and you are no longer interested in being considered, at that point we'd like you to tell us, so that when it comes to May and we are sending out these hundreds and hundreds of placements, we're sending them out to people that are still interested and not wasting our time or your time in chasing people. Okay. Thank you. Hopefully I'll talk to you in one of the interviews. Please watch the other video on here, Kathleen. Certainly if you're non-European, regarding the visa, very important visa information, and for everybody the important background check information. Thanks very much.